Teletubbies don't deserve rights.
Wow.
Because they are satanic.
Is your kid also a little shit? This is your daily Ketchup.
That's damn rude, actually.
So you guys haven't heard, right? In Hong Kong, there was a boy, right, that was seemingly made responsible for a giant Teletubby statue for crashing and basically falling into pieces. And then the father, right, was made to pay equivalent of 5,000 Sing dollars.
$5,000 for
the damage.
Teletubby?
Jesus.
It's a big Teletubby.
Oh shit.
We want to say life size, but we have no idea what is the
Yeah,
size of
that's right. What is the size of a Teletubby?
Oh my god, have you all seen the article on
the size
how
of
like
life.
the size of all the cartoon characters are like crazy? Like
Oh,
Pikachu
like in
is like
scale.
freaking huge.
Yeah.
Right.
In reality.
Yeah.
So
No, there's no reality.
But Ash.
that's why. So Ash is actually not life size lah.
He's like a giant.
No, Ash is normal size, but Pikachu is wait.
Oh, shit.
Okay, anyway.
Okay.
The boy's father went to take a call outside, so that's why he left the kid alone. Then when he came back, right, he heard a loud crash, and then saw the kid looking remorseful, and then pieces all over the floor.
Right.
And then the KK Plus staff was like, "Your son was seen kicking the statue. He kicked the statue down. You pay money now." So the father was like, "Okay, I pay money."
Oh, and then read this part, really?
Yeah.
He said, okay.
Your left leg or right leg?
Wow,
Okay,
this
okay,
guy.
okay.
Don't even watch
Tom,
football.
beg
You
for
also.
questioning the authenticity of his story, ma, or is he making it up?
My
right?
mother confirmed no pay.
Huh?
She'll just leave me at the store.
Huh? No,
They can't.
you know my parents tricked me once. So like that time we had a big family gathering at a restaurant, right? Then they put under my name. Then they all say, okay, so then paying. I was 6 years old. Then the whole time I stressed, I like counting my money, seeing like, then when everyone orders, I was like, oh, you don't order so much.
Yeah, you only got $2.
Yeah. Then I was like 6 years old. Then the whole time, right, I think before dessert, I just started crying. Then my parents like, hey, what happened to you? They said, I have to go and wash the dishes. I got not enough money to pay for the meal.
Quite
We're
cute.
just kidding lah, bro. And I was like, okay lah. But anyway, so it was made known about a few days later, right, that actually the boy wasn't at fault. He only lightly leaned on the thing, right, and there was no barrier, nothing, and the whole thing just toppled. And so the store had to refund the money because netizens were so angry at the store for scamming the father.
Boycott.
Essentially.
Wow, shit.
It's crazy.
Wait, but he still leaned on it.
he still leaned on it lah.
What I read, right, was that he had to move back because there were people walking. So he was actually moving back to
Give
make
way.
Right.
Oh.
So it wasn't like I found this spot, then I'm just going to.
Yeah. No, he was doing it.
That's what I would do.
Yeah. So he actually wasn't facing the statue.
And was there any signage anywhere which is like, you know, in toy stores they like do not touch
and things
or
like that, right?
once broken,
No lah, but it's an
considered
accident
sold.
that he
Yeah,
leaned in.
That's why. There was a very small little. So the statue is like, imagine John is this big, right?
This small, you mean?
The size of the notice, right, is smaller than this can.
Ah.
Like underneath. This is the feet of the Teletubby. This is the do not touch sign.
Why is the Teletubby standing like that?
How big the
It's so
Teletubby
cute.
is.
The Teletubby is like
This is the sign. Yeah.
It's like
It's in the
asking
middle
to be toppled.
It's in the middle of nowhere. There's
how can
no
you victim
barrier
blame the
also.
Teletubby?
I will victim blame that Teletubbies don't deserve rights
Wow.
because they are satanic.
That's very
You know?
extreme.
You know?
It's true. They're
Teletubbies are
satanic.
satanic.
Okay, let's take a
No,
really
what's
mild
that?
2-minute pivot.
The TV is a symbol. It's a symbol
Of
in
a
Satanism
rectangle.
or some shit.
The rectangle.
I'm not sure, but this is a satanic symbol.
Isn't it a rectangle?
No, it's a TV.
Yeah, which is rectangular shaped, right?
That's where tele comes from, right? Then this is their antenna, ma.
Oh my god, they are walking televisions.
Yeah lah.
Yeah. No. I think the conspiracy is that like they're like.
Can I look at a Teletubby?
Sure.
Aren't they all rectangles? okay, but I'm interested to know. I heard about this a million years ago.
So there was a big conspiracy surrounding this, and these are the few things that people call out as satanic, lah. Okay. The first one is that, right, at the beginning of the show, there are these things that pop out from the grass, and then they start to sing like they chant something about 20 times. So a lot of parents were afraid that like,
Can you recall my memory? Can you chant it?
so it would chant it's time for Teletubbies or something like that, like 20 times.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's
then
a
people
lot
are
of
scared. It's like
times.
it's a
Morse
they're
code for
hypnotic
something.
shit.
hypnotize the children. Yeah. So that's the first one. The second one is that there's this moment, right, where the sun is shown. You know the baby face sun?
Yeah.
There's this moment where the baby face going away, where there's a demonic face that appears as well.
God. Have you seen it yourself?
I tried to play the video, but I cannot.
Cannot find lah.
Yeah. Then this one good also. This one solid. The whole premise of the Teletubbies, right, is that they were slaves created and trapped in this world of their own. Because they have no real purpose. Everything that they do, a voice is telling them what to do. There is a robot vacuum cleaner that's kind of like making sure that they stay in line.
You're describing me.
So there's no
no purpose. There's a voice in my head telling me what to do at my robot vacuum cleaner.
Wait, I've never watched an episode of Teletubbies. Like, what is it
No,
about?
you think it's lame? I mean, as a child, like every time it comes on, I'm like, this shit. You know, like where the Pokemon, the Powerpuff Girls, right? Where the mystery van, right? But then when it starts 5 minutes in, you just finish it.
Then suddenly the next moment you're like, what happened?
Yeah, I'm done.
No, see, that's why I said that.
Then behind you got a goat beheaded.
But I feel the same about Sesame Street though. He's like, oh my god, this shit, don't try and teach me, you know what I mean? You don't need an hour to teach me one alphabet and one number, ma. But then once you start 10 minutes in, you finish it.
Wait, Sesame Street also got some subliminal messaging, right?
High five
Yeah,
also,
people are
high
saying-
five.
Oh my god, I feel the same about high five as well. Oh gosh.
Weren't people saying that Bunny
I'm
was
a
a
byproduct
pedo?
of satanic TV.
Some people are saying that Bunny was a pedophile, right?
Wouldn't be
Bunny is a
surprised.
dinosaur with no
Because he's like a giant
imagination.
like human, and then he's always surrounding himself with like children.
There were some very like big celebrities now that were actually children of bunnies. I mean,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
like-
children.
Is it like
the
Selena Gomez? I think it's one.
Is it? Yeah.
Like
yeah,
one of those, like yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, Teletubbies, right? You were saying that you identify very strongly with a particular.
everyone is a Teletubby. I'm
Oh,
told.
rude.
My favorite one is the vacuum cleaner.
Okay.
I like when they make the food. 'Cause
Yeah,
the
you
food look
give
like-
me like Tinky Winky vibes.
Tinky Winky is which color?
Yellow.
It's
No.
Lala.
Tinky Winky is the leader.
Yeah.
Tinky Winky is purple. Po is
Red.
funny
The
enough
red
relating
one.
to this story is Hong Kongese.
Huh?
She, you know, they only can say one word, right? She says something in Cantonese.
Oh.
I'm assuming it's a she.
Before the 1-2 days where they clarified that it was actually like it wasn't the boy's fault, right? There was a debate where people were going, are children just so hard to handle, or is it like parenting's fault, right? Where a kid ended up like this,
As in, like, is it his fault for leaving his child alone in the
Yeah.
store? Is it?
or is it like bad upbringing to like simply touch things, or like I mean the rumor at that point in time was like a child kicking like a random statue, right?
Okay, based on the rumor, bad parenting. Based on John's explanation of the events that played
Yeah.
out,
Memory.
not child's fault, not
Yeah.
parents' fault.
Yeah.
Hello, hello, hello. The future is bright. If you look down below, we have casting calls for a new series that we are doing on our channel MOSG. So if you would like to share your life with us, join our research. Sign up. Eh?
If you know where your child is,
At this very moment,
hit the subscribe button.
so we know you're a good parent.
Back to the convo.
All the people in no job.
Yes, yeah.
They answer
Sure,
yourself again,
if
just
you
so-
don't,
The next episode, we're like, oh my god, a bunch of you on there. We have already called the police. Okay.
So because there was another incident, and this one happened in Singapore. So there was a TikTok that came out, right, where there were two families in like a food court area, and basically the child of one family went and itchy finger go and press the fire extinguisher, and then the white
Yeah.
thing come out, right, and then it went into the eyes of another family's
Oh
kid.
shit.
The thing went into one of the kids' eyes, right? And so the mum explained what happened, right? The white smoke affected her older daughter and nephew, two kids. The daughter kept saying itchy, itchy while rubbing her eyes. And then while the nephew's eyes, right, was red. Quite chalat lah, quite chalat. So that was an incident. And then it got blew up even further because the person that posted on TikTok was quite racist about the whole thing. Okay.
Raise dogs there.
You can judge lah. He explicitly said Indian family and Chinese family. So the Indian family was the kid that sprayed the white smoke thing from the fire extinguisher. Chinese family were the victims. And then the comment section, knowing how toxic TikTok can be, was like super racist. They kept bringing up things like Sika, for example, for no reason.
was it just because it's difficult to like that's the easiest way to identify the two parties in the video?
Perhaps lah. I mean, it was
Perhaps, but then when I also also more aware about this little racial classification.
Yeah.
So
That
then you will
if
say
it's-
family A, family B.
No. As in, if everybody is Chinese, right? Somebody will just say this family, that family.
Because if you say two Chinese families, you cannot make a distinction. What?
But you won't even say Chinese family. You won't even say that they are Chinese. You will
Right.
just say, oh, I got two families, right? Then one of them, right, the father very fat. You know, for example.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So when the video was posted on Reddit also, the title was Sika Gina plays
Oh,
with fire
shit.
extinguisher sprayed into another kid's eyes, right? And then someone replied by saying their kids always most misbehave in public. the parents always have a hard time managing them. So like they're trying to stereotype that particular race as like not being able to like handle their kids, which felt a little bit like very, very unnecessary in that sense.
Doesn't feel true to me also.
Yeah. Going back to the Hong Kong example, probably kids' fault based on the rumor, not kids' fault based on the truth. In this incident, is it just naughty kids or is it parents not like upbringing their kids properly?
I feel like in this specific situation, the parents might have been a bit more to blame, because as a kid, right, I might not understand what a fire extinguisher does, and if I press here, what will happen. And I think like you said, it's just itchy hand, but also at the same time, I don't know what is happening.
Yeah.
So I think if you are bringing your kid out, it is your responsibility to like look at what they are doing. I mean, also for their safety in the first place. Yeah. So
I think it's very hard to be a parent these days. Like in the past, you will raise your children the way you were raised, minus the things you didn't like. So there's like the rough journey, right? Maybe your parents beat the shit out of you, then you're like, okay, I will not beat my shit out of kid. Largely everything else is like that Like nothing you do, then imagination you know what I'm saying? Like but now it's like different, and now it's like parenting is being put in so many directions. There's beat your kids, there's don't beat your kids. Or you gotta let them express themselves. Then there's also, you have to ignore your kids. If they cry, they want attention, don't give it to them. Just do your things. Then after that, there's contrasted with you're pissing everybody off, especially on a plane, you're in a restaurant, everybody's trying to have a good time.
Yes.
But then they're also reading something that's trying to be a good parent, you know what I mean?
Correct.
They are not giving attention to the kids tantrum.
no, but I feel like got time limit, don't you think? Like if my kid is crying for a good 5 minutes, right, I think it's about time to investigate
No, then the argument is that like this, then the kid will know to cry for 5 minutes.
Yeah, then they will keep crying.
They will
if
pace
need
themselves.
something. I think the problem is that there is no consistent standard as to what parenting should be, right?
Yeah.
Like we all go to school to know how to be good working adults, but there's no school for parenting that has a consistent syllabus across the board.
Wait, you think that's a problem? Because to me, it's the opposite. Like, I don't think there should be one way to parent. Like, there's no one right way to do it. Because all parents, all children, different, right? But today's day and age, especially with the internet, if you do something differently or perceived to be maybe wrong, or somebody can argue that it's wrong, then that's what the comment section is going to be already. And it's not healthy for anybody lah. And it doesn't really help
which
us
is
to
where
progress.
if we go to what he say, which is not definitely correct also, let's all parent the same way in a sense, right? But then there is more tolerance. I give you an example, right? I have a friend that was doing this baby-led weaning, right? Basically letting the kid eat with their hands, even in a restaurant. And then they make a mess on the floor and the chair and everything. But then when the parents are done, when they leave, the parents will clean everything up. It's part of the handbook of baby-led weaning. You clean up later. Right. So you are trying to train your kid to feed themselves at their own pace so that you can continue having your dinner, you can work on your marriage in that sense. You're not every mealtime is feeding something, right?
Yeah.
And so people around them at the restaurant, right, will just think that they are damn inconsiderate to allow their children to throw all the food on the floor.
Right.
Then that's it. Then the conversation ends there. Or if they didn't explain themselves to the waitress, or if they explain themselves to the waiter/waitress already, maybe another waiter and waitress come in to constantly pick it up.
Yeah, because they don't know the parents going to pick up later. Yeah.
And then the other diners feel like, oh, this is kind of shit parenting.
Yeah.
But also it's good parenting. They read a solid parenting book of new age feeding your baby, you know what I'm saying?
I think I completely agree with you. But I think the only thing that they need to take note of, right, is that it cannot affect other people.
Yeah.
It cannot affect a public space. And if it does, right, then those are boundaries that you cannot step over in order to teach your own children a lesson.
Yeah. Plus, I feel like what happens also is that your kid grows up thinking my parents is always going to clean up after me. You know, then they don't take responsibility for like
that's like a
themselves.
toddler thing.
Right.
Until you learn how to eat with a spoon, which is like 1 year old.
Right.
And you will no longer drop things, and therefore your parents will no longer need to clean up.
And parenting is difficult. Like when I look
it's damn hard, dude.
Yeah, like when I'm outside at a restaurant, for example, and I see two parents that are fucking shag already, right? Then they have a child sitting there and crying like a motherfucker, and then all of us are trying to have dinner.
And so are they. The parents also trying to eat,
Oh Lord.
I still cannot give them chance because they chose this life.
I agree.
Yeah, they chose this option. They
I hope
wanted
you
to
have
have the
kids.
child. Never. They wanted
I
to
hope you
have
get
the
it by
child.
accident.
Maybe, but there are solutions for that.
That's so dark, dude.
Yeah, dude.
That's so dark.
No, leave the kid at home lah.
No lah, sell.
Okay.
So
To me.
can. Wait. Legit, you want?
He got like 3.
He got lobang for all this.
Business, guys. Business. All about making money. Don't give that kid chance, because that kid crying there, everybody in the restaurant can hear. You're ruining their experience.
No, so your don't give chance means what you gonna do?
Scold the parent
Yeah.
on the spot.
No, but you don't lah. You don't actually do it because you don't have the confrontational nuts.
I have.
Yeah,
Let's
just now
video
this
this.
morning
just
on
haven't-
our way to office, right? Got one car behind us horn, then he say he asked me to let him down so he will stay and fight. Then I go, so he delay the other guy.
You should stop the bloody car.
He pulling out his sleeve to show me.
No, but the thing is, like, I also don't understand why. Okay, if it's essential travel, I get it, right? But some parents insist on bringing like their 1 or 2 year old kid to like a holiday, like you're stuck in a plane, or like to a movie where the kid won't even remember the experience.
No, but it's for the parents lah.
No, actually, it's not true. It's not true. So, like, I also felt this way until I go and read up about it, right? But even though you think they can remember, they actually can. Yeah, and it does affect them at later stages in their life, one.
But
So
they
all
end up
these
They
like
become a connoisseur.
What do you watch when you were young?
Teletubbies.
But they end up crying in like
Saw.
a movie theater, and then like you did my experience of like parents with young kids, right? I always see them, the kid starts crying, and then they they just bring the kid out and they never come back for the movie, and this is like 20 minutes in or like.
Oh my god, you're
30
talking
minutes
about masks also.
No, movie is different.
They just don't come back.
movies, correct don't come back.
Yeah, but then it's like so wasted. Like, why do you attempt to do it? Because no way your kid's not going to cry for the 2 hours.
Yeah. So there are activities that you can, like, I think
Yeah.
travel, okay, even though difficult, challenging, but okay. But movie, no.
You could totally
Kidding.
train your kid, right, to be an escape plan. Like there's a signal where the baby will start crying, which will help you extract from that
You just pinch the
situation.
backside.
Okay, I saw this TikTok that's damn interesting. So this girl, right, what she likes to do in public is when she sees a child that's too young to articulate themselves, right? What she will do is that she will play with them. So she will play with them, smile, laugh. Then the parents will see that interaction and then like, oh, so nice, you are befriending a stranger or whatever, friendly, right? When the parent is not looking, right, she'll stick out her tongue. Like make the dirty faces. But make sure that the parent cannot see. But the parent will catch the child sticking out the tongue at the stranger.
Yeah.
And then, right, the parent will reprimand the child for doing that to a stranger. And then for her, right, it's like fun for her because, right, 2 things. She's f***ing around with a kid, and she's actually teaching the kid a lesson, which is that you're gonna get scolded if you go and befriend strangers. Yeah, being friendly.
In this day and age, you can make up any bullshit.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
true.
Don't really see the
Hey, how come you all can source from TikTok? I cannot.
Yeah, you're looking at the wrong takeaways.
I try my best. So, right, supposedly, if your parents are more distant from you growing up, you will be more needy and you require like a partner or whoever.
Daddy
Yeah,
issues,
more, like
Right.
give you more time or whatever. Then the other way around, if they are too close and take too much care of you, then you will need space. Generally,
Yeah.
I
Right.
think that is the.
Authoritative and permissive parenting styles were associated with secure attachment, whereas authoritarian and neglectful parenting styles were associated with insecure attachment.
Oh yeah lah, what I say lah.
But
Pretty
better.
much though, pretty much.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes.
But with the correct terms.
Yeah,
I am clearly the latter. My mother is 100% authoritarian.
No, then do you think that?
Then my dad is neglectful, so then I am. Oh no.
Then you end up in the middle lah.
No, these are both the negative ones. The positive ones are authoritative and permissive. Authoritative and authoritarian is different.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So authoritative is good. One is I say because I say so. It's the because
Oh,
I
because
say
I
so.
said so.
One leads you lah.
So you have had
One
leadership
guides,
throughout your life.
guides you.
You know, when I was younger, I don't know whether I told you this before. I don't really remember. My mom told me this. That she'll take rubber band.
And shoot you.
According to her, like, she allegedly have never shot us with a rubber band before. She would like
Threaten.
threaten, right? When she needs us to sit at her place, right? She takes the rubber band and she puts it in front of us. And we weren't. Actually, quite interesting that we were not terrified of her.
Then what
But
happened?
she told me I was terrified of the rubber band, like the gun and not the shooter, you know?
Yep.
And she would just leave it there and we'll sit there for like an hour.
My mom was the same also. So there was a back scratcher that she used to like scratch her back with, right? She hit me once with it, and it's the only time like my mom ever hit me, and I was really such an annoying piece of shit lah, to be fair. So she just hit me on my leg, right? And then from then on, right, I was just damn scared of the back scratcher. Every time she would just like come close to it, right, I'll be damn scared of it.
I used to throw it out the window,
The rubber bands.
the cane.
Oh.
To be fair, I don't remember them ever caning me. And we threw it out the window, and then they would come back and with the same cane in hand, because it's the exact pathway they walk home. after they park the car.
So they see on the floor.
Yeah, this happened like 3-4 times. They just laugh.
Wrong window.
But
Wrong
they
window.
don't cane me after that. They just like
Got it back.
But do you think
Then they take out the rubber band.
do you think that works better? Like the punishment works better to teach a child than like positive reinforcement, for example.
I think it has to be a mixture of both. If not, you grow up with no like motivation in life.
So you will beat your child?
I would love to.
Wait, is it
I'm very hard on team beat your child.
is it not a mixture of both? Like if you do things wrong, you get beat. If you do things correct, you get reward.
So there is the carrot and the stick.
I think one of the most important roles of and something you really need to teach your child is like how to respect order in some sense and like conduct yourself in different environments. Not that they cannot question, right, authority or whatnot, but know how to play by the rules first or understand the rules and then like, you know, navigate around it. Versus like this kind, they just go fucking crazy, just like, oh, this button can press, you know? Like that kind is like totally out of control child, ma. Like this stems from how well you maintain your household also as a parent. And then after that, then it slowly expands out into public spaces, right?
Chicken and egg lay, like there are people in my church that the kids are 2, 3, 4, right? And they'll just sit there the whole mass. If they get restless, they will sit on the kneeler and face the chair. But all in silence. And then when the hymns play, right, they mouth the words or sing along.
Right.
And then you ask them like, how do you do this? Because I have my own godchildren that absolutely cannot, ma. And then the parents just say, oh, I brought them since baby. So they are very used to every Sunday there will be this routine that I must keep quiet for.
Yeah.
The movie rule or the church rule, you know what I mean?
Bring them in early so they know to keep quiet.
And so I don't know. So my sisters tried to bring them early, but
Cannot.
they fight, I cry. Then my brother-in-law is not Catholic, so he doesn't care for mass.
Right.
But he's just showing because the family is there.
You just outed him.
Yeah,
Everyone
knows
knows that.
every day we try. I want to go ask CIA. I said I'll be your godfather. Yeah, lor. So then the kid, he carry God.
Happy-
Go waterway
happy
point, eat
too.
breakfast.
No, but like we look at modern parenting today, right? Like
But actually, the kid want to sing the hymn.
the kid was trying to sing.
if you look at modern parenting today, right, like kids are always going to be restless. They're always going to be curious. They always want to be pressing buttons and whatnot, right? So the alternative is that a lot of modern parents today hands them an iPad, and then they just sit down on the table and then just use iPad.
Yeah. Then you see parents that do that. I don't know. I'm like fighting like I'm a parent.
Yeah.
I got no vested interest. But you see parents that do that, right, are trying to give a good time to the people around them.
Yes.
Or to the public around them. But then when they do that, then people will judge them. Oh,
Yeah.
you're iPad parent.
Yeah.
I don't
correct.
think people judge now already. I think like
Ooh.
I think do.
I think
If
there's
you're
been
a
a
parent,
massive drop
you hear it a lot.
in that already. Like people are starting to understand in moderation can be executed and used at certain times. And I think people are starting to understand that a lot already. Yeah.
Right.
What
But
my
anyway,
mum
shout out
used
to
to do-
YouTube Kids though. I didn't realize the importance or necessity of YouTube Kids because
It's the parental
like Baby
controls
Shark
one.
can be found
Yeah,
can be
yeah,
found
yeah.
on YouTube. But then when I see other people's children that are related to me, right? They are in the end they're watching like K-pop movie, K-pop sexy videos.
Yeah. Or TDK.
TDK is okay, at least you learn shit.
Yeah.
Hey, you say the bad word.
That's the only disadvantage of
TikTok.
YouTube Kids. So maybe you want to consider. They need to be taught from young. You understand? Right?
Or like make out scenes.
I should mention that, like, so based on studies, right, actually giving iPads to kids at a young age without controlling screen time is actually pretty bad because it has shown that excessive screen time can cause developmental delays around language, personal skills, and also gross motor skills.
Yep.
Guessing it's
Right.
like, yeah. So do take note of that. I should mention though, as a bookend to the episode before we end, there have been more details of the case because someone in the comments is going to say that we didn't reveal everything, right? The case was at Burger King, sorry, it wasn't at the food court, right? And people have said, why wasn't the safety pin in the fire extinguisher?
Yeah, that's
Because
what I was
there's usually
gonna
a
ask.
safety pin.
Right.
I just
And-
assumed he pulled it out.
So the manager said, hey, the fire extinguisher didn't come with a safety pin. Then the father was like, then shouldn't you have secured it, use a different fire extinguisher, etc.?
Yeah.
Like, so is it BK's fault?
So Chinese family
I
suing
also
Burger King.
understand why the father kind of need to defend a little bit. Like I don't think he's not sympathetic of other people of this incident hurting other people's children, but as to the fact if he goes, okay, sorry, he needs to pay for 2 child's
Medical
medical
bills,
fee,
yeah.
lawsuit, whatnot, loss of eyesight, impairment, that kind of shit, which goes up to 6 figures when like there's a pin.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Burger King never put the pin. Then I tell myself, why didn't you tell me earlier?
that's
Hey, y'all never put the pin.
Of course, this is
can afford it.
this is based on the Mrs. Lim's report lah. So the mom and the aunt of the nephew. So this is based on an account. We don't know what the true nature of events are.
Right.
But we hope that the kids are fine and that everyone stops being racist and xenophobic, and be a good parent.
As a kid, right, like, you know, like the facing the wall punishment. That's like one of my mom's favorites. So there was one time, right, we went downstairs. It's not that far from my house, but then we were like on the way to some like coffee shop, right? And then I was just walking like sideways like that. I just didn't want to walk properly, like a bit like a zombie or what, you know.
Yeah,
then
I totally relate to that shit.
My mom whacked me, right? Then she say, "You cannot walk like that. Only like she used a Chinese term, but she thought like only kids that are abnormal will walk like that." Then after that,
神经病.
白痴. Yeah, okay.
she said that, yeah,
Idiot lah.
but that might be a bit mean, but yeah. So then after that, we turned the next corner, right? And then down the other end of the road, right, comes a girl who's like also holding the father's hand, right? And then walking like that, you know?
Oh my god!
Then after that, like when they come closer,
Soulmate.
I can only see when they come closer, ma. Then I said out loud, right? So this person is abnormal. Like this person was abnormal. Then I asked my mom. Then like my mom was
another
so
As she turned to see the mom kick already. Then
she was so embarrassed also because they hurt ma, like
Yeah.
but then my like pastor pulled me and walk away lah. Then after that, she just made me stand at a random pillar. Then she said, "You will stand here until we come back." We were going out for a meal, by the way. So then I was just supposed to stand there. Then like, I was just left behind lah. Then I stood there for a while, and then after that, I was like, honestly, I know the way home. So then I went home.
Yeah.
But then after that,
So
because
daring.
of that, then my parents cannot find me when they come back. Then they like totally panic. Then when they come home, I get beat because I didn't stay there.
Wait, this was what, last week?
No, yesterday.
You should have timed it like. You should have, okay, they go out, maybe take 1 hour, so you
Then
go
you
home
go
first,
back,
then
take a
you
nap.
go back. Correct.
Wait, so they were really going to just leave you there?
I don't know
Why
at
they
what
go and
point they
eat?
came back lah.
How old were you?
Like this oh.
Oh, you must be so disciplined.
I don't know how to.
As in, they have a lot
Obviously
of trust
not.
in you to execute the entire punishment by yourself, you see, because it was completely unsupervised.
No, I don't know how long they were planning to leave me there for lah.
Right.
But that was
Enough for you
like
to go home.
because near house, like I really recognize I'm good with
my
directions.
God.
So yeah, then yeah.
Like I used
they
to
left
watch
me
those
there.
American films where the parents would just say go to the room. Then I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So
I'm like,
good.
why are you threatening them with a good time? Like
Yeah.
all I wanted was for this to end so I can go back to my room, and then that's the punishment. Yeah, like oh my
Yeah.
god.
You're gonna go to your room. It's like, wow, that's a damn show reward. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I don't think it's uncommon lah, like for parents to kind of like leave their kids unattended for any period of time. So I
It's
don't
good
know.
though.
I
They
don't really-
already trusted your maturity in that sense.
No, but they weren't scared like you don't know gonna kidnap or not by
They know
Singapore
you're not
lah.
stupid. Like my parents will never leave me there because they know I was stupid.
You all got kena separated with your parents in like a mall or something.
Have. Oh, it was such a proud moment for me.
Oh, yeah.
Because like a few months before, my sister got lost in the mall. I think it was Tampines Mall.
Tampines Mall
we
quite
panic,
big though,
We run
Tampines
around,
Mall.
we screaming on, looking for my sister, right? And then we finally found her lah. So when I got lost, I went to the info count and just told them.
Then they
because
announced.
my sister, in the end, like the mall fellas picked her up and then kena announce, then we go. And 2 days later, or like a few weeks later, or a month later, I got lost. Then I just went to the info count.
Hey, but good job, eh?
Yeah.
Proud of you.
Hey,
Really?
thanks, man. Hey, can you call my mom to tell her you called me later?
So, yeah, because like that's always the instruction, right? Like whenever just go to the info. But then there's always kids that always don't know how to do that, or they just shout, or they just stand in the middle of a crowd and then just like cry, "Mommy, mommy."
No,
Yeah.
but that's the secret, to stay there so that your mom can retrace her steps to find you, ma.
But if it's too
That's what my mom
crowded
said.
and then you cannot like.
If my child do that, my child is gone. Eh.
No,
I don't know.
you don't remember when you went. Like, you
I just
don't,
go forward. Only.
The worst is that you realize only like 5
I
minutes
follow
later.
my nose.
life moves on.
Wow.
You know what's the best thing? Like now they have the leash, like for your child, right? They leash their bag, then can tie to your bag or what.
Yeah.
It is useful, but it always looks a bit.
There was a public outcry when that happened.
Oh really?
Yeah, because it's like treating your children like dogs.
I think because it looks like a leash. I think if it was a tether, like so you both wear a belt with like a string, right? It
You
will
say
look
like
okay.
he's not tied to me, I'm tied to him.
Yeah, exactly. Then it will look a bit more fair.
The cutest
now
thing
you-
is when they bring the kindergarten class to go to zoo. Then they have a long caterpillar, right? That has handles on both sides, so then they can form 2 lines and they'll hold the caterpillar. It's super cute. Then they're all legs, you
Last
know.
time
You
they
get
just
it.
make us hold hands.
Yeah,
It
it's just
looks so gross.
No, boy and girl, how to can hold
Oh
hands.
my god, last time when I kindergarten that time, right, my whole hand partner, right, was my crush.
girl.
Wow,
Wow,
we
shiok.
say
Wow, you damn lucky.
Shiok.
No wonder you married so early.
But it was not bad.
It was wow.
No, then you got interlock or not?
No lah, no lah. Like back then, like got me sweaty palm, right? So I get.
This one
Wind blow only with that.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this episode of the Daily Ketchup podcast. If you're not yet subscribed, subscribe. If you like the video, like the video. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Is it a Simshashui?
It's at what KK Plus the toy store in Hong Kong. Not that everyone knows what that is. Also. Yes,
I only know KK
Is it the escalator?
I've never been to Hong Kong.
Hopefully got some.
I'm just trying to say as much as I know about Hong Kong.